Thank you very much, Madam Chairman. I would, and I am so pleased to introduce Nancy Vehr, who serves as the Air Quality Administrator for the Wyoming Department of Air Quality. Administrator Vehr has led Wyoming's efforts to improve air quality and implement the Clean Air Act since 2015. Before serving as Air Quality Administrator, she worked at the Wyoming Attorney General's office, and in that office, she served as the Assistant Attorney General and represented the state's Division of Air Quality. Administrator Vehr has also had broad experience in the private sector, where she handled a wide variety of civil and environmental matters. Her wealth of experience with the Clean Air Act and her deep familiarity of Wyoming has served the state very well, for which we're very grateful. Due to our unique location, geography, and natural resources, Wyoming needs flexibility to implement the Clean Air Act. So I look forward to hearing your testimony today and listen as you explain the challenges faced by the state of Wyoming in implementing the Clean Air Act and how the EPA can better partner with states, and specifically the state of Wyoming, to solve these challenges. So welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your willingness to testify. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Good morning, Chairman Capito, Ranking Member Whitehouse, and members of the subcommittee. I have the honor and pleasure of serving the great state of Wyoming as the administrator for the Air Quality Division. Our department is an active member on the Environmental Council of States, ECOS, with several of the other presenters also serving on that. Our division is a member of the Association of Air Pollution Control Agencies, where I serve as Vice President, and the Western States Air Resource Council, WESTAR, where I also serve as Vice President. While my testimony may reference those organizations, I am not here to testify on their behalf. In order to put my remarks in context, I'd like to share a few facts about Wyoming to help you get to know who we are. Wyoming has been blessed with amazing and abundant natural resources. We are home to Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks and other special and scenic places that some of you may have visited. Our abundant mineral resources provide the nation, our state, and our citizens with revenue and jobs. Our leading industries are energy, tourism, and agriculture. We are the 9th largest state, roughly 93 times the size of Rhode Island. Our largest county is roughly 4 times as large as Delaware. About half the land in Wyoming is owned and managed by the federal government. We are also the least populous state, not quite 600,000 of us, in small rural communities or in the large expanses in between. Only 9 communities in Wyoming have more than 10,000 people each. Wyoming wants and is working towards improved relationships and interactions with EPA. It is Wyoming's experience that EPA shares this desire and is doing the same. Why are improvements to cooperative federalism so important? Because we want better outcomes and air quality improvements. My testimony highlights some of the progress that has been made in the recalibration of state and federal roles, which leads to more effective air quality environmental management at lower cost. My written testimony highlights some of these examples. My remarks today touch on one, regional haze. With respect to cooperative federalism, EPA sets the deadlines and standards. States develop plans with implementation strategies to meet those deadlines and standards. When that process works, the result is improved air quality at lower cost. Wyoming treasures her magnificent resources and vistas. In the 1977 Clean Air Act amendments, Congress established a goal to restore visibility in national parks and wilderness areas to natural conditions. Some 20 years later, EPA adopted the regional haze rule. The rule mandates that states submit plans to reduce regional haze emissions. However, right in the midst of the regional haze plan submittal and approval timeframes, the cooperative federalism process failed. Instead of approving innovative state plans to improve air quality, EPA oftentimes failed to act or imposed a one-size-fits-all federal plan on a state. Wyoming is one of those states in which EPA imposed a regional haze federal plan that came with a much higher price tag and no added visibility benefit as compared to the state's plan. The work involved to develop and submit a state plan is time-consuming and costly. For regional haze, the process in this first round took more than a decade and cost the state hundreds of thousands of dollars on the technical work alone. Wyoming's plan achieved significant emission reductions, including almost 10,000 tons of nitrogen oxides by installing $100 million worth of pollution controls. Wyoming's plan demonstrated that Wyoming would be on track to meet its visibility improvement progress goals. Instead of approving Wyoming's plan, EPA imposed its own federal plan. EPA's plan had a price tag of $600 million, but did not meaningfully improve visibility. These issues are now tied up in litigation. The challenge is that the second round of regional haze plans are due in a few years. Federal and state collaboration is underway in that process. Wyoming remains hopeful that those collaborative efforts will continue and be fully implemented. If so, the result will be continued improvement and progress towards meeting the Clean Air Act visibility goals at a cost and resource savings to Wyoming citizens. Thank you to the committee for inviting Wyoming and listening to the department's perspective on cooperative federalism under the Clean Air Act. Thank you.